This video is for Module 14, Are You Ready? So we are going to be starting a new unit. It is going to be about line plots using number lines to help interpret the information. So we're going to create them and we're going to look at them and see what information is being shared with us. So to start, we just want to review what is a line plot. So, a few things to notice about line plots is that the numbers are listed from least to greatest. So, 1/8 is the smallest, then 1/4, then 1/2. So, they do not have to have common denominators. We're just listing what the number is, and they need to go from least to greatest, just like a number line. So, something else we need to remember is that every time we have one X, in this case, they're students. Each student's distance is shown. So this number is the distance that they walked. So a group of students were asked to walk around a track for 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, this is how far some of them went, this is how far some of them went, and this is how far some of them went. So these are their distances, and then each X represents a student that went that distance. So it's important to understand what are these numbers telling us. So this is how far they went. Each of these are representing a student that went that far. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 students went 1/8 of a mile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students went 1/4 of a mile. And 2 students went 1/2 of a mile. We can use this information to answer a lot of questions. We could ask, what distance did most of the students go? Well, most of the students are in this column here, which is 1/4. We could ask, what's the farthest distance students went? Well, the biggest distance is 1/2. We could ask, what's the smallest distance some of the students went? The smallest number, the closest one to 0 here, is 1/8. We could ask, how much did all of the students walk together? And I would add 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/2, 1/2. I'd have to make common denominators. And we could put those all together. So this little chart full of X's actually can tell me a lot of information here. So we are going to create our own line plot here. So at a baking contest, 10 different bakers entered pies. So we've got 10 bakers entering pies. After samples were eaten, these were the amounts of each pie left. So these numbers are what we want on the bottom. So we have 0. I can see I have a 1/8, a 1/4, 1/2. We already have that, same. So we have 3 different data sets here, or points here. And we need to put the smallest one first. So 1/8 is smallest. And then we have a 1/4. And then we have a 1/2. If I was thinking about that, right? If I have 1/8 of the pie left, it might look like that, compared to 1/4 of the pie, compared to 1/2 of the pie. So we want to go in order here. So you can put an X or you can put a dot. Either one of those will work. So this first pie had 1/8 left. This next pie had 1/4 left. The next pie had 1/2 left. Now, one thing it's nice to do is to make sure that these are lined up, because these are all representing one pie that had this much left. So I don't want to put one up here and one down here. That might skew it when we're looking at it, and we might think, oh, this one has more because its line went higher. So we want to keep everything nice and level as we're going across. So our next one is 1/2. So I've done that one. Our next one is 1/2. 1/8, right? So the second one should line up together. And then 1/4, 1/2 again, 1/8, and 1/8. So we could ask ourselves a few questions. So which pies had the same amount left? The 1/2 and the 1/8 had the same amount left. We could ask which ones had the most left. Well, the eighths and the halves had the most pies left. We could ask which one was the least amount left over. Well, that was a fourth left over. So one thing, right, we had 10 pies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I should have 10 dots representing each pie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you create that line plot, least to greatest, each thing gets one marker up above that information point. Okay, and we also are going to be using our integers here and our number lines. So what is represented by each letter? So at A, I start at 0. We're going to the left, -3. B went to the right 6 places, so +6. C went to the right 2 places. And D went back to the left, -7. So when we make these number lines, we're always going to have negatives to the left, positives to the right, or positives up, negatives down. And we can use these if we're doing line plots as well. We might have things we plot that are negative numbers. So it's important to remember always least to greatest, left to right. Okay, so go ahead and complete the Module 14 Are You Ready for today and the Module 14 opener.